He could very well just die again for the 9th time he's died if he dies in the next season. What? So we have a lot to go over with the new batch of episodes that came out for Ninjago Dragons Rising, and let me just say I'm mad, okay? I'm upset. Because not only did I call it that they might kill him in the next season, which was kind of unlikely, but guess what? They just had to, I mean, because you can't go 2 seasons without Zane just somehow dying for no reason. They also added in the dehumanization and Flanderization factor into this, even more than I thought they were going to. We have a lot to unpack, so I'm going to try to collect my thoughts and put it into points so it can be more comprehensive and that I don't burst another blood vessel. So sit back, don't relax, and let us go into why Zane has been Flanderized so much in Ninjago Dragons Rising, and I hope that they fix this or set up an arc for him in the future.
Going home! McDonald's!
For this, I'm talking about the one scene where Zane's talking to Frohickey after getting an emotional support plush, and he's like, I do not experience heightened emotions, which you can take this in one of 2 ways. Number 1, you can take this as a way of him blatantly freaking lying to Frohickey, saying, yeah, I don't really experience those kind of emotions, like, cause I'm a ninjoid, and boy, you turned off your emotions and crystallized because you were grieving so much that you just couldn't handle it, and this is the writer's way of completely forgetting that Zane can feel emotions to very high degrees, or feel emotions at all. Or you can take it the other way. Heightened means more intense, and Zane very rarely or not at all experiences intense emotions. Intense emotions would be things like lashing out for his grief over Nia becoming the ocean. If he were to do that, then yeah, that would be an intense emotion. Grief is a complex emotion. Grief can be taken in many forms, and people can deal with it very differently. Zane decided to not deal with it at all. Now, you've never probably seen Zane scream, cry, and kick the door on the way out.
At this moment, even I am incapable of logical thought.
Zane's not much use at the moment.
Because Zane has always kept his cool, calm, and collective spirit. Going back to crystallize and turning off his emotions, he specifically stated that because of grief, he turned off his emotions to boost his productivity. You can take it as him turning off because of grieving so much.
I found my productivity decreasing. This was due to an unwanted emotional reaction. Grief.
I hate that Zane has had little to no showing of the emotions that he already has in Dragons Rising. Only was it because of Pixel. And which, little side note, I love that Frohickey gave him a little frog plushie because he just saw him. He probably felt bad that he was talking to a broom with a girl's picture on it, and he was just like, oh, well, I'm going to give him a froggy plush. I can't do a Frohickey impression. It's cute. I mean, look at him. Look, you can't be mad at that. Going back, though, Zane barely reacted when Kai went into the back rooms. You mean to tell me that your lifelong best friend is now trapped in another realm? What does that even sound like? I really can't put my finger on it. And you have nothing to say other than Bonzo's gone? Like, yeah, I'm sad about that too. And I bet you're sad about that too because you've been with her the entire freaking half of the season. Can you at least say something about your best friend?
Today is gonna be the day that the day is gonna be the day.
This is where it really grinds my gears because I'm talking about this scene.
Technically, you can't surrender. Only people can. You're a robotic ninjroid, so you're classified as equipment, not personnel. Correction. It would kill him if he were a person. But he's just equipment, so no big deal. Focus on deactivating the equipment known as Zane. Surrender the equipment now.
The equipment called Zane.
That is really quite rude.
And how utterly bogus it is. And not just because he was dehumanized by this agent here who had an android right behind him. He barely reacts. Zane barely says anything other than that's just rude. If you had said that you're just equipment, you're just a robot to season 1 Zane, do you realize how mad that would make him? Do you realize that that was his whole realization? He found out who he was. He would have unlocked his true potential all over again. It boggles my mind on how, I don't know if this is gonna be like a setup to an arc where Zane's doing another self-discovery arc. He has been dehumanized throughout, not just in like Dragons Rising, but like as a whole. Zane has been reduced and flanderized to just funny robot. He's the smart guy, and he has become his biggest fear. Losing his humanity breaks my heart, and how far he has fallen in the series. Season 1 Zane would slap present day Zane across the face because he has obviously forgotten everything that his character has built himself up to.
Oh well, he's just embracing more of his Nindroid side of, and
He was embracing his Nindroid side in season 1 too, but he was still Zane. He was still emotional, still possessed human-like qualities. He can be a human-like Nindroid still, regardless if he's embracing his Nindroid side. There is nothing wrong with being a Nindroid. There is something wrong with barely reacting to becoming your worst fear and going against your entire character motive, your entire character arc. It really hurts my heart. Do you remember like when he had like visions and stuff? Do you remember when he had that? Yeah, that was taken away from him. Why? I don't freaking know. There was no reason to take that aspect away from him. That made him special as well. Not only being a Nindroid, but having a Nindroid have visions. It made him special. He has been stripped away from everything that has made him special, and now he is a shallow husk of what he once was. Doc Wyatt and Kevin Burke are doing a fantastic job writing every other character in the series, except for Zane. Even Jay, who has had probably less than 2 minutes of screen time in Dragon's Rising, has had better writing than Zane has in probably the hour he has been on screen in Dragon's Rising. I don't doubt Doc Wyatt or Kevin Burke with writing characters. It's just, I know that they can do better because of how they've been handling other characters, and I just want the same thing for Zane. And like I said in the last video, Doc Wyatt acknowledged that Zane had a problem in his character, like he was being treated more like a plot device and stuff like that. And I'm glad that he acknowledged that. Now, do I want like more development for Zane? No, because he's not a part of the main cast anymore. What I want is a satisfying arc, a satisfying conclusion that can do his character justice. I'm not talking about developing his character more, I'm talking about acknowledging his character more and realizing that he is more than just the robot. Because at some point, Zane is probably going to leave the cast of Dragon's Rising, do his own thing, and I want that to be a satisfying conclusion, whatever that may be. These are just a few things that I thought were a little goofy and silly in Dragon's Rising. Number 1, Zane's dialogue. I don't know why he has been like screaming, yelling for no reason. He's just
Imperium Monastery?
Hold on!
And then when he's doing his best Iron Giant impression, he's just stomping through the forest and he stumbles on the world's strongest tree trunk and he goes,
Flee my impact zone!
just say move out of the way, or move, or like get out of the way. Don't just say flee my impact zone. Who the frick says flee my impact zone? He also completely contradicts himself in this scene.
I do not believe in wishing people good luck, but I hope random probability outcomes align to your benefit. Good luck finding Unagami!
Number 2, size changing. Out of all the things that could have happened in Dragon's Rising, that was not on my bingo card. This might sound like a whole yap session. I just needed to get this off my chest, and the goblin in my brain had to let me express myself somehow. Leave your thoughts down in the comments of what you think, if you agree or disagree. I like to have those kind of conversations to see how other people view these kinds of things. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.